Senior Consultant with NDMA. I welcome you all to Newsnight. My first question to you, Brigadier Khanna. In the high-level meeting that was chaired by the Prime Minister today, he emphasized that there is a need to document learnings from this cyclone. And he also said that there is a need to put in place more precise drills and disaster management plans involving all stakeholders, especially in areas which are prone to such disasters. Do you think that this practice now needs to be part of normal procedure?
In fact, this is the procedure which is required to be done right from the lower level, that is bottom-up approach. I will cover it in two ways. One is that, what is the action which is going to take place now. One is that, in a bottom-up approach, that the initial assessment is going on as of now. So the initial, that whatever somebody is saying 2,000 crore, somebody saying 10,000 crore, which is will get in fact stabilized sometime. Whatever the state is going to say, okay, after the assessment has come from down below to the sub collector, to the collector, to the state, to the center. Then the center is going to send the center team as such as something.
You're saying that this is a standard operation procedure,
yes,
but the problem here really is that this is rarely followed. I mean, it's a rarity if it's followed, which is why the Prime Minister had to say in the review meeting today that you make disaster management plans, ensure that there are better drills in place, especially for areas which are prone to disasters. So should this be implemented in a better way? If this is institutionalized, the problem is it is not being implemented.
This is the one, the SOP, which is otherwise, the relief will not come. But what he is mentioning is something different. He is talking about prevention as such. He is talking about that is the disaster management plan at all levels.
Absolutely.
At the community level. Like at the community level also, there should be a plan, family disaster management plan, or the village disaster management plan. They have made it right for Andhra Pradesh as well as the Odisha, both of them. In fact, the NGOs have helped a lot as far as they can. So it is basically because of general awareness.
The question here is whether they are in practice really pieces of paper which are not implemented.
This is why in fact, we have been able to bring down the casualty so early. Is basically because the community is sensitized now. So they know what is required to be done. The gaps may be there that at the district level or something also, the disaster management plan, whatever is there, is actually going to be implemented or not. Yes, we have conducted a number of mock exercises to test those disaster management plan. If they are not there, there is required to be, in fact, re-look into it so that you can make a plan which is going to work. And this is, in fact, you don't require a mock exercise. Whatever the lessons you have learned from here, they can
be documented like the Prime Minister has suggested. Okay. Dr. Mahapatra, the cyclone division which you are heading of the IMD was able to precisely predict that the cyclone will make landfall at such and such time and such day at such and such area. And it has now weakened into a deep depression. What is the path? Now further into a depression. So what is the path that it will follow from here on, and which states need to be on the alert?
As in the evening of today, it has further weakened into a depression. It is lying about 60 kilometers northwest of Raipur, over Chhattisgarh area, and wind speed has substantially reduced. It is now about 30 kilometers or so per hour. We are expecting that it will further reduce to a low pressure area during next 12 hours. That means by tomorrow morning it will be a low pressure area over Chhattisgarh and adjoining areas, and it will move northward initially and then northeastwards. Therefore, it will have some kind of impact in terms of rainfall activity over Chhattisgarh and adjoining areas of East Madhya Pradesh, East UP, Jharkhand and Bihar for next 24 hours.
Okay, Mr. Singh, what is the kind of rescue work which the NDRF has undertaken in affected districts of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, and what are the challenges that you are facing?
Look, ever since we got the information that this kind of disaster is taking place and likely to take place, we had started our preparations 3-4 days back. We had already dispatched our teams. They had gone to different parts of these two states, and in total we had sent almost 42 teams from NDRF, and they were airlifted from other places also, particularly from Tamil Nadu and Delhi, and they fanned out to different parts. And our main concern was how to evacuate people with the help of state administration. At the same time, we were also very clear that our role is going to be clearing the roads, because that's a very vital thing. Once the cyclone stops, after that you have a very violent life. The very normal life is almost out of gear. the trees fall, the electric poles they get broken, they also fall down. So this is the task which the NDRF is supposed to do immediately after this cyclone, and we have been doing it for last 24 hours. In fact, during the night also we did so much of clearing. In fact, so far we have already cleared 400 kilometers of roads in national highway as well as those ways which lead to hospitals and other infrastructure. And secondly, we are also concerned about saving the people who are trapped in various houses or maybe under the debris also. And we are carrying such sophisticated equipments which might be helpful in taking out those people, rescuing these people and doing it. We are also doing some kind of pre-hospital treatment, and for the first time also we are also concentrating on animal disaster management. So these are some of the tasks which the NDRF has been doing for last couple of hours.
Mr. Singh, there has been widespread damage at least in 3 districts of Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha though has been largely unimpacted, but still to some extent it has also borne the brunt of Cyclone Hudhud. How long before you think normalcy will return to the 2 states?
It's quite difficult to say right now. You know, as Brigadier Khanna said, you know, the assessment has to be done. The faster it is done, the better it is. So we are trying to establish the communications network, the powers is being restored in certain areas, and the teams would remain as long as the state government wants. But at the same time, you have to ensure that the normalcy returns, the roads are completely clear for the traffic movement, and the people are kept safe. You know, they shouldn't be, they need to have medical attention, the food relief is there. So all kinds of things. So it's difficult to say right now, but yeah, the assessment has to be done, but it takes about 2-3 days to bring it to normalcy.
Okay, were the right measures taken, Brigadier Khanna, to ensure that the loss of life and loss to property is minimal, or could more have been done in both Andhra Pradesh and Odisha? Because the death toll in Andhra Pradesh has risen to 21. According to the recent reports, it is 3 in Odisha.
In fact, you know, because it has hit, the landfall was there in Vizag, so hence the casualties there, and the infrastructure loss has also been more. Reason being there that because a lot of infrastructure is there, because the city of Vizag was there. The infrastructure is made, so the loss of infrastructure is going to be much more. And if you see last time also Thailand, when it came, they came into the area of that Gopalpur area. So that is the area where in fact there is no major city.
The question really is whether avoidable damage has been minimized because of preparations.
I'm coming to this only. That is that the avoidable damage is to the extent, yes, in both this, whether it is the state of Odisha or Andhra Pradesh, the NDMA has in fact started what is the National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project as such. It's a long-term project, so 2,900 crore which will be there with the World Bank assistance. It has got in fact 3-4 things which are required to be made into it in the long term, so that to reduce this infrastructure losses also. One out of that is that along the coast also, so you have a afforestation. And second is that you have a bund, so that the storm surge when it comes there, it doesn't go too deep. Third is that you have the cyclone shelters, rather than now we have got in the school, we have got in the community halls, the people who have been in fact huddled into that. That is the way the cyclone shelters will be there. You have a provision where the cattle can be there, you can got provision where the medical people are there, you have a provision where the ladies are going to be there, or the gents, etc. So that is the cyclone shelter which is coming up all along that coast. And the last one is there, have a lateral as well as the vertical road, so that evacuation as well as the response can go there quickly. All these things is there. There are 13 states and union territory which are affected in that, and in that phase 1 is the Orissa as well as the Andhra Pradesh which has done. Phase 1 is there, and the next for 3 or 4 years.
When is the phase 1 expected to be completed?
Phase 1 is supposed to be completed by the I think the end of this year, maybe a little spillover, another 3-4 months time will be there also. Hopefully these are the 2 states, something you can say by next year, this season, and this so they will be fully prepared for it.
Okay, what was the time lapse, Dr. Mohapatra, between the warning that your division of the IMD gave and the landfall, because that will help people understand the kind of time which the government's really got to prepare themselves for this natural disaster?
Yeah, early warning is a major component, as Brigadier Saab was telling, that under the National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project, component A was the early warning system. Initially, it was though planned with the Aldrin project, then under the modernization program, IMD decided that it will take off the early warning system for the cyclones in its modernization program. So it started in 2007, and phase 1 of the modernization program has been completed, and you can see the fruits of the modernization program. The early warning system of cyclone has significantly improved, leading to such type of results in these recent years. So we started issuing warning for the cyclones 3 days in advance in 2009, just in the beginning of modernization program, and from 2013 cyclone file onwards, we are issuing the warning 5 days in advance. In this particular cyclone Hudhud, we started issuing warning from 6th of October onwards, when the cyclone crossed coast on 12th October around 12 and 1300 hours. So therefore, we provided almost 6 days in advance information that a cyclone is approaching towards North Andhra Pradesh and Odisha coast. On 7th October, we told that specifically it is coming between Visakhapatnam and Gopalpur, and from 8th onwards, we told that cyclone will be a very severe cyclone and would cross over Visakhapatnam. So that provided enough time for the disaster management to provide for their prevention mitigation measures for the cyclones.
Okay, is the IMD looking at warnings which could be given, where the time lapse is much more than 5 days, which is the case right now, maybe 10 days in advance? Is there a possibility of moving towards the technology that can enable that?
Yeah. IMD continuously upgrades and strengthens its early warning capability, especially with respect to cyclones, as it is done in worldwide also. So therefore, there is now the prediction in short to medium range, that is up to 5 days. Beyond that, in the week scale or 2 week scale, also we are making an attempt with the development of technology and tools in phase 2 of the modernization program. So at the same time, I'll just tell you, it is not simply the lead time which is also important, it is also the consistency in the forecast, telling again and again that it will come to Visakhapatnam without changing the forecast again and again, putting disaster management in
This
trouble.
time the IMD hit the bullseye.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
And not only that, you should have the spatial resolutions. On the first day itself, when we started cyclone warning on 9th, we told that only 4 districts, that is East Godavari, Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram, Srikakulam districts of Andhra Pradesh, we will have the maximum brunt of the cyclones with the wind speed of
Fair enough. I'll give the last word to you, Mr. Singh. There is a shortage of essential commodities in Visakhapatnam, Srikakulam, Vizianagaram, and in certain parts of Odisha as well. Is the NDRF also helping the residents to access commodities which are in shortage?
Well, sure. The NDRF teams are also there to serve the people with food material, relief material. In fact, we did it in J&K, and we are going to do it in Orissa as well as in Andhra Pradesh. In fact, so far the NDRF teams have already distributed more than 57 quintals of food grains to the needy people. And this is besides the point that you save the people. Relief is very, very important, and now the relief work starts. So NDRF is quite capable of doing it, and the NDRF teams are doing that.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Singh, Brigadier Khanna, and Dr. Mahapatra for joining us on Newsnight tonight. It's likely to be a long haul even from here on because relief, rescue, rehabilitation as well as restoration work is continuing in both Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. We'll still do a break now, but there's lots more waiting for you on the other side. Please